The year is 1570. In the verdant, volcanic heartland of New Spain, now Mexico, a dark chapter is being written. Spanish conquistadors have claimed vast territories, fueled by gold, under brutal, insatiable demand for labor. Indigenous populations are decimated, and in their place, ships laden with enslaved Africans arrive, forced to toil on the vast sugar plantations of Veracruz. But even in the deepest shadows of oppression, the flame of freedom refused to die. From the brutal fields of the Zongolica region, a leader would rise. A man of immense courage, strategic brilliance, and an unwavering vision of liberty. His name was Gaspar Yanga. And his story is not merely one of escape, but of enduring, armed self-liberation. Yanga was born in the late 16th century, likely from the royal lineage of the Bran people in West Africa, possibly modern-day Gabon. He was born a prince, but arrived in chains. His regal bearing, his fierce intelligence, his refusal to break these qualities set him apart, even in the dehumanizing conditions of the sugar plantations. The plantations were hell on earth. Men, women, and children worked under the blazing sun, driven by whips, their lives measured by the harvest. But Yanga knew something else. He carried the memory of freedom, of kingship, of a self-determined life. And he saw a path to reclaim it, not through individual escape, but through collective, organized rebellion. He began to subtly recruit. Whispers in the cane fields, coded glances, promises of a new life, not just for a few, but for all who dared to seize it. His deep faith and strategic mind made him a natural leader among the desperate. In 1570, the time came. Under the cover of darkness, Yanga, alongside a formidable woman as now Agnes, his second-in-command, and a warrior in her own right, led a daring mass escape. They slipped away from the plantations, a growing tide of determined souls, disappearing into the dense, unforgiving jungles and rugged mountains of Veracruz. The Spanish, accustomed to brutalizing and controlling, underestimated the spirit of these people. They thought the jungle would claim them, but the jungle became their ally. High in the remote, mist-shrouded peaks of the Zongolica region, Yanga and his followers forged a new society. They built a palenque, a fortified settlement, a maroon community, a beacon of liberty carved out of the wilderness. This was no mere hiding place. It was a functioning, self-sufficient town, homes, fields for planting maize and beans, and a sophisticated defense system. Yanga, advised by now Agnes, organized his people into a formidable guerrilla army. They learned the terrain, mastered ambush tactics, and defended their freedom with spears, bows, and ingenuity against the Spanish colonial forces. For 30 years, they lived free, 30 years of self-rule, 30 years of defiant independence, a thorn in the side of the Spanish Empire. The Spanish authorities were infuriated. Yanga's palenque became a dangerous symbol, inspiring other enslaved people to flee. The crown could not tolerate such an open challenge to its authority and the brutal institution of slavery. In 1609, after decades of failed attempts, a massive Spanish expedition was dispatched to crush Yanga's rebellion. Led by Captain Francisco de Aragon, the Spanish forces were well armed, disciplined, and vastly superior in numbers. The battle was fierce. Yanga and his Maroons, though outnumbered, fought with the ferocity of those defending their very right to exist. They knew defeat meant a return to bondage, or worse. The jungle echoed with the clash of steel, the thud of arrows, and the cries of men fighting for liberty. Despite their heroic resistance, the Spanish eventually broke through some of the Palenque's defenses. But Yanga was not simply a warrior, he was a diplomat. He understood that outright military victory against such overwhelming odds was impossible. What he sought was not just survival, but recognition. He sent an envoy to the Spanish, offering a remarkable proposal: an end to their raids on Spanish convoys, an alliance against other rebel groups, and a pledge of loyalty to the Spanish crown. In return, Yanga demanded official recognition of his community's freedom, self-governance, and the right to live in their own town as free people. The Spanish, weary of the decades-long, costly war, and stunned by Yanga's audacity and strategic acumen, were forced to negotiate. It was an unprecedented victory. A former enslaved man, a rebel leader, had negotiated the terms of his community's freedom directly with the Spanish Empire. In 1618, the Spanish crown formally recognized the town of San Lorenzo de los Negros, later renamed Yanga in his honor. It became the first officially sanctioned free settlement of formerly enslaved Africans in the Americas. Yanga lived out his days as the respected elder and founder of his free town. He built churches, established local governance, and ensured the enduring liberty of his people. His story, once suppressed, resonates deeply today. Gaspar Yanga was not merely a runaway slave. He was a king, a general, a strategist, a liberator. He laid the foundation for freedom and self-determination centuries before many others. He proved that the human spirit, when forged in the fires of injustice, can achieve the impossible. And that is the enduring legacy of Gaspar Yanga, the first liberator of the Americas.
Thanks for watching. Please share, subscribe, and like for more Black histories.